गंधार्विक गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जाय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मरण मोहन जू की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोस्वामी महाराज की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिमार भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिमार श्रील भक्ति प्रमोद पुरी गोस्वामी महाराज की जाय। तदीय शुभ तिरुभाव तिथि की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शिमार श्रील भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिमार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्ट महाभागवत श्रील गोरक्षरस बाबाजी महाराज की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्ट श्रील सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्रील जगन्नाथ दास बाबाजी महाराज की जाय। श्री रूपानुग गौरीय गुरु वर्ग की जाय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जाय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जाय। नाम चय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जाय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जाय। सर्व अभिष्ट विदात गिरिराज महाराज की जाय। श्री राधा कुंद श्याम कुंद की जाय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जाय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जाय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जाय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जाय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जाय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जाय। जय श्री भक्ति प्रमोद पुरी गोस्वामी महाराज तिरुभाव तिथि विरह महोत्सव की जय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि अ लाइफ ऑफ डिवोशन की जय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि वो। Hare Krishna everybody. Dandavat pranams Nari Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mātājī, and Rukmini Didi, Hari Bol. And all the other devotees watching, pranams. So, we are continuing our reading from this beautiful, very inspiring book, A Life of Devotion, a biography of Shri Srimad Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, whose auspicious disappearance day it is today. This book was written by Srimati Devamayī Didi. And this morning we were reading the 7th part, I think it was, seventh chapter, and it was, what is the title of it? I forgot what the title of it is. Anyways, it contains many devotees' remembrances of Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, their offerings to him. And we got halfway through a conversation, like a darshan, with Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj in 1998 with Shripad Gopinath Prabhu, who now his name is Gopinath Das Babaji Maharaj. But at that time he was Gopinath Prabhu. This is in 1998. This is a darshan that he had with Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. So yeah, it was a long darshan though. I think we read for half an hour and we got like halfway through, or maybe 20 minutes or something. So now we're going to finish reading that section. Okay, and this chapter 7 is called the Divine Portrait. And then we will be reading chapter 8. Forgot what the name of chapter 8 is, but we'll get there in a second, so we'll see. So let me just share my screen and we will continue on. And then at the end, maybe we could sing Jaya Nila Premadana and something else maybe. So let me share my screen and then 1 second. There. can't remember exactly where we left off, but let me just find. Okay, anyways, there's no harm in if we repeat a little bit also of what we read this morning. So, okay. Yeah, he said, Śrīla Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Gosvāmī. Okay, no. Okay, let's read from this point on. So Gopinath Prabhu, who's now Gopinath Babaji Maharaj, he said, I remember the first Vyas Puja in our Gopinath Gaudiya Mat. Okay, let's see. Okay. Yeah, we'll read from this point. I remember the first Vyas Puja in our Gopinath Gaudiya Mat. The night before, Mahārāja was standing on the veranda upstairs, and he was instructing me how we should conduct ourselves the following day. I especially remember he told me, I want you to remember this. If any of the guests who will come tomorrow, whether they are sannyasis, brahmacharis, residents of the mats, or devotees from elsewhere, is neglected in any way, I would want to die before that. Heavy. He always tells me, why do people worry so much about what or when I will eat? Nothing happens to me if I fast. Oh, because just previously, Śrīla Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Gosvāmī Maharaj and Gopinath Prabhu were talking about how he would, on Nityananda Trayodashi, there would be many people there, but not everybody was from the mat, and not everyone was fasting. So he didn't want to impose fasting on people who didn't want to fast. So he would indirectly find out if they were fasting on Nityananda Trayodashi, and if they weren't, then he would feed them the normal, regular, grains and stuff like that. He wouldn't do this on Akadashi, but it's mentioned, he did this on Vishnu Tattva days like that. Well, he's mentioning Nityananda Trayodashi. But Mahārāja, he would himself fast on every Akadashi day, and Gopinath Prabhu explains how one time he fasted for 40 hours, because after I think it was Nrsimha Chaturdashi, was it? But then right after that, he had to do something else, and he didn't want to eat after. So, and then also on Purikama, he would fast the whole Purikama time, because he saw it as anyways. Yeah. Okay, actually, let's just read from this point onwards, because I remember we read this already. So yes, we have seen many, he talks about how he fasted for 40 hours. Yes, we have seen incidents like this many times. But he does not have any kind of liver problem or anything like that because of these habits. Śrīla Bharati Maharaj, no, he does not have anything like that. We can all see that. The conduct of my Guru Maharaj, Śrīla Bhakti Madhav Goswami Maharaj, and your Guru Maharaj, Śrīla Bhakti Madhav Purī Goswami Maharaj, is very exemplary. We have something to learn from everything they do. Everything they do is something that we should observe, but this cannot be explained. Shripad Gopinath Prabhu. Even the last time when Mahārāja was doing parikrama on foot, resting his hand on one of our shoulders, he would circumambulate Srila Prabhupada's place 4 times. If we said, Mahārāja, why do you have to circumambulate so many times? He would not listen to us. Oh wait, no, we read all this, and then we read about Tarpan. Sorry, I lost my spot when I... okay. So we have seen that when Mahārāja does deity worship, he does everything perfectly from A to Z. Śrīla Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. Yes, that is why we have seen that it takes Mahārāja quite a long time to finish his puja. He won't leave anything out. This is also true about all other Vaishnava rituals, such as Diksha, Sannyas, or a funeral. Gopinath, Shripad Gopinath Prabhu. And he is always very humble. If someone comes to our mat, Mahārāja will say, by having the feet dust of you Vaishnavas, our mat will have prosperity. I cannot say it like Maharaj because I cannot imitate his language. Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj. It is not just his language, but his conduct. That we should notice. Sriman Mahaprabhu has said, Apani achari dharma jivere shekhai. Apani na korile dharma shikana na jai. One can teach religion to other living entities only by practicing it. Without practicing it, it is not possible to preach. Whenever Maharaj sees a sannyasi, he offers his obeisances. It is said in the scripture, if one does not offer obeisances to a sannyasi, one has to bathe in the Ganga. So Maharaj will ask, do you want me to bathe in the Ganga? The older he becomes, the humbler he becomes. Hare Krishna Meena Podal. Gopinath Prabhu. Once in 1994, when Maharaj was in Purī, he was a little bit sick. Then he got wet in the rain when he went to the Gundicha temple. It was still raining when he went to the Nrsimha temple. After that, he went to the Indradumna lake and did his tarpan with his feet in the water. When he came out, he was completely wet. Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Gosvāmī Maharaj. Yes, I remember. From there he went to Chakratirtha, the Gopinath Gaudiya Mat in Purī. There the rooms at that time were still new, and thus they were wet and damp. Staying there, Maharaj became very ill. He was brought here to our mat. Then Maharaj said, whatever Bharati Maharaj decides will be okay with me. He was ill and he had breathing difficulty, so I took him to the hospital. In the hospital, the women's ward was completely empty, so they took Maharaj there and 15 of our devotees stayed there. They gave Maharaj injections, oxygen, and saline solution. The next day, he felt better, so he was brought back to the mat. Again, he bathed and did his puja and anik, chanting Gayatri mantra, etc., bare-chested. According to the injunctions of the scripture, when one offers obeisances to the deities, his chest should be bare. Because the day before he could not do his anak properly, the next day he had to do it in his usual way. Shripad Gopinath Prabhu. I have seen that Maharaj always reads Srimad Bhagavatam bare-chested, wearing only a chadar on top. Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Maharaj. That is because Bhagavat is Bhagavan himself. Shripad Gopinath Prabhu. That is why, even if he is sick, if we give him an undershirt to wear, he says, I am not in the habit of reading Bhagavatam wearing an undershirt. Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Gosvāmī Maharaj. Yes, and my Guru Maharaj was also like that. I remember it was Dr. S.N. Ghosh, that's Sujananda Prabhu, the grandfather of the author of this book, who made my Guru Maharaj wear an undershirt towards the end. Because Guru Maharaj used to catch a cold and there was fluid in his lungs, Dr. Ghosh insisted from a medical point of view. Then I have seen that they would not take our service either. If I brought hot water for their baths, they would touch it to their heads and not use it. They would think, a Vaishnav is bringing me water and I will put it on my feet? Guest, what meticulous considerations! Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Gosvāmī Maharaj. Yes, and who can even understand these things? But we had the good fortune of observing these things for many years. Whenever Maharaj stayed in a room, he was very thoughtful and would see to it that no other person staying in that room would suffer any inconvenience. Before going to the bathroom, he would always ask if anyone wanted to use the bathroom. Shripad Gopinath Prabhu. Another quality of Srila Guru Maharaj is his gratitude. Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Gosvāmī Maharaj. All the 26 qualities of a Vaishnav he has to the fullest extent. One can see these qualities that are described in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita in him. Of these, his humility is the most extraordinary. In his heart, he is always having superior association. Therefore, his humility is spontaneous. This is a very important point. Of these, his humility is the most extraordinary. In his heart, he is always having superior association. When you're in superior association, then automatically you feel very humble. So he's in the association of all these personalities of Śrīla Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, all these associates of Mahaprabhu, Radha and Krishna. That's who he's with. And so, in his heart, he is always having superior association. Therefore, his humility is spontaneous. He doesn't have to endeavor for it. How can one be proud if one associates with one's superior? In their vision, they see others as superior. That is why pride does not come upon them. In Vaishnava Vandana, it is said, Hoyachen hoi ben prabhur jato das, tansabar charana vandi dante kori ghas. To the feet of those who have become, and of those who will become the servants of my Lord, I offer my obeisances, holding a straw in my teeth. This kind of association is hard to get, hard to even conceive. Shripad Gopinath Prabhu. Another thing I have seen is how Mahārāja will honor something that someone has given him, whether that person is someone insignificant or someone very important. Oh my God, sorry. In the morning, I got distracted by, I was just about, whenever rant, sorry. Okay, in the morning, let me just recap. So I've seen how Mahārāja will honor something that someone has given him, whether that person is someone insignificant or someone important. In the morning, he just eats one cucumber or a bale, a cheap Bengali fruit. Then, in the afternoon, after bhog is offered to the deities, he will take prasad. So if someone gives him a little bale or cucumber, he will first touch it to his head. Śrīla Bhaktivedanta Parati Goswami Maharaj. Yes, we have seen that. Shripad Gopinath Prabhu. When it is time for him to go to Vrindavan, many people will come to him and ask, "Are you going to Vrindavan?" Then they will all give Mahārāja money and say, "Will you please give this puja to Radharani on my behalf?" Or, "Will you please give this puja at Gokul on my behalf?" etc. Then Mahārāja will take all that money and write in great detail in his notebook. Then Mahārāja will take all that money and write in great detail in his notebook about who gave money for what. This way, he has to take responsibility for 25 to 30 people at a time. Śrīla Bhaktivedanta Parati Goswami Maharaj. Yes, because Mahārāja is so soft-natured and humble, that is why people have such courage. Then he will bring back prasad for all of them, and the room will become full. Shripad Gopinath Prabhu. And we have seen that all this prasad will be carried to different mats in the names of those who sent money with him. Another thing is his gratitude. I'm going to shut WhatsApp because it's really distracting me. I'm just seeing all the messages that are coming and okay. So another thing is his gratitude. If once someone does something for him, he will remain grateful for the rest of his life. Sometimes that same person later did something very improper, but Mahārāja would not get angry at that person, saying he was grateful to him. He gives us the example of the pandas, the servitors of Lord Jagannath. If people give them something, they always say to Lord Jagannath, "I got it because you have given it to me." Therefore, Mahārāja's advice is, if someone helps you, never forget that. He tells us always to maintain the feelings of gratitude. You know he remembers everything, who gave a donation when and how much. Śrīla Bhaktivedanta Parati Goswami Maharaj. When you are cooking, if you put all kinds of spices but do not put salt, then everything is spoiled. That is why all the good qualities of those who do not understand the importance of gratitude become useless. Wow, this is great. all good qualities of those who do not understand the importance of gratitude become useless. If one does not have gratitude to the Supreme Lord, then none of one's good qualities has any effect, because one is living by receiving everything from the Lord. Similarly, for the help I received from the people of this world, I should be grateful. Otherwise, I will be a failure in this world also. Nowadays, people have a lot of money, but in those days, if someone gave 1 rupee or 5 rupees, we used to think people were giving so much. Mahārāja had gratitude because he felt, "It is my Lord who is sending something for me through other people." His gratitude displays that kind of sentiment. That is why one can see the 26 qualities of a Vaishnava in him. Such qualities follow his Vaishnavata. There is no problem there. Shripad Gopinath Prabhu. We have noticed another quality in Mahārāja. Mahārāja won't waste any money. When he would come to Kolkata from Mayapur, on reaching Howrah station, he would take the tram, the cable car to the Math, not the bus, because it would cost a few paisa less to ride the train. Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Goswami Maharaj. Srila Śrīla Maharaj was also like that. I remember how many times I helped Srila Purī Goswami Maharaj get on a tram with his luggage. His feelings were that everything is for the service of the Lord. Shripad Gopinath Prabhu. Mahārāja always says, "The money that people are giving me is for the service of the Lord, not for me." Another thing I have noticed, Mahārāja spends so much time reading and writing. If we ask our boys to write something, they will ask for paper and pen and other things. But that is not the case with Guru Mahārāja. Guru Mahārāja uses the other side of invitations that he receives from other mats. whatever paper is lying around, whatever invitations he has, he'll just write on the other side of that invitation. Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Maharaj. Yes, he has always been doing that. He thinks, only one side of the paper has been used. Why should the other side be wasted? I once sent him an invitation card, and he wrote back to me on the other side of it. Shripad Gopinath Prabhu. Mahārāja does not waste anything. When we took his stuff from Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math to Mayapur, we found letters from the last 25 years. If anyone ever writes him a letter, he will write back. He tells us also, if someone writes you a letter, you must write back. Oh God, I'm so bad with that. Oh. Srila Guru Maharaj tells us that Srila Guru Maharaj tells us that cows show their affection by licking each other. Householders maintain their relationships with each other by give and take. Similarly, if Vaishnavas don't have give and take with each other, they cannot maintain their affectionate relationships. Nice. Sorry, did I say Sujananda Prabhu? I meant to say Sujanananda. Sujanananda. Yeah. Hari Bol Prajumna Prabhu and Mantra Murti Mātājī. Srila Guru Maharaj tells us that, I just read that. Yes. So if we don't have, if Vaishnavas don't have give and take with each other, there's no Dadati Pratigranati, then they cannot maintain their affectionate relationship. Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Goswami Maharaj. Yes. Without give and take, affection cannot be maintained. Even for ordinary friendship, there is a rule. If 6 things are not done, then friendship cannot be maintained. Utsave vyasane chaiva durbhikshe rashtra viplave rajadvare smashane cha yatishtati sabandhava. The meaning is, one who remains with us at utsav, at festivals, vyasan, hard times, durbhiksha, famine or natural disaster, rashtra viplav, political turmoil, rajadwara, court, and shmoshan, the cremation ground, that person who remains with us at all these times is a friend. That is why, when our friend is having some festivities, like a wedding or a birthday, we should be present there. When a friend is going through some danger, we have to help. If there is some natural disaster, we should be together. If there is some political turmoil, we have to help. If our friend is being arrested by the police, we should accompany our friend. After our friend dies, we should be at the cremation ground. I remember a devotee left this world at the Bagbazar Mat. No one went from our mat because we did not receive the news. Srila Guru Maharaj became very displeased. He said, "Go there with a garland in hand. If you have the opportunity, then put the garland on him. Otherwise, come back." When we went there with a garland, the devotees there were very pleased. So this is how we are supposed to conduct ourselves. Shripad Gopinath Prabhu. I remember it was Srila Madhav Maharaj's appearance festival in Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Mat. I was a new devotee then. Srila Guru Maharaj told me, "You have to go there. There will be a festival there." I thought festival meant feasting and festivity. I did not know that at the appearance or disappearance of a Vaishnav, that Vaishnav's glories must be sung. All the sadhus and Vaishnavs who are invited will sing the glories of that Vaishnav. Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. Yes. Vaishnavera guna gan korile jive tran shuniyachi sadhu guru mukhe. The living entity gets delivered by singing the glories of a Vaishnav. This is what I have heard from sadhu and guru. And this is the meaning of festival. If at the Avirbhav and Tirobhav of a Vaishnav, the glories of that Vaishnav are not sung, then that is offensive. In fact, that is the most important part of the festival. The following injunction comes from Niti Shastra, the ancient code of social ethics, and not from Vaishnav scripture. Ajayude rishi shraddhe prabhate megha dambare dampate kalohe chaiva bhavarambe lagu kriya. In a fight between goats, in the funeral of a sage, in a morning thunderstorm, and in a quarrel between husband and wife, there is a big beginning, but a small ending. In the funeral of a sage, which is performed by other sages, a lot of glorification and chanting will go on, but not so much feasting. To the materialistic people, that is disappointing. They think that it is a small ending after a big beginning. But according to the Vaishnav concept, that is how it should be. It should not be the opposite, that there will be a lot of feasting and very little Harikatha. Oh, I like this. I remember the laying of the foundation of Gosvāmī Mahārāja's mat. We took sataranchis, that's thick cotton mats, mridangas, and kartals, so that we could participate in the kirtan. I should be highlighting these points that I like. Let me just there. Okay. So I remember at the foundation of Gosvāmī Mahārāja's mat, we took all the cotton mats, mridangas, kartals, so that we could participate in the kirtan. All the most revered Mahārajas went there, such as Srila Śrīla Maharaj, Srila Gosvāmī Maharaj, Srila Purī Maharaj, and others. Under the babala trees, many hours of Harikatha and Kirtan took place. At the end, prasad was distributed, and the prasad was patasa. Patasa is these, if you ever go into, there's these little circle, let's see, cheap Bengali candy made of molasses, widely used in rural areas in place of sugar. Yeah, it's these little, white round things. But the joy we had that day cannot be had anymore. So without Harikatha, there is no festival. That is why all the days of all those years were spent in Harikatha. There's an article I sent out on the Vaishnav Devotion mailing list by Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, my Param Gurudev. And he talks about how the real anukut is not just like a big pile of rice, but for us, for the Vaishnavas, the real anukut is Harikatha. And he explains it in a really beautiful way. The major part of this Vrajmandal Parikrama is that the major part of this Vrajmandal Parikrama that we are talking about is Harikatha. In this context, I remember an incident. Once on Vrajmandal Parikrama, we were on our way to Nandaghat. We started our journey on foot in the morning and arrived in the evening. It was not quite dark yet, so we were going to cook khichdi on the bank of the river. Then after that, prasad would be distributed. On the way, there had been nothing to eat. Keshav Prabhu brought some chapatis that he had collected by begging on the way. This is known as madhukari, begging for food in Vrindavan. He offered them to the Mahārajas, but I noticed that neither Srila Guru Maharaj nor Srila Purī Maharaj would accept any. Then in the night, after Hari Kirtan, Srila Purī Maharaj gave the lecture. He said, "This place to which we have come is Srila Jiva Goswami's place. Once, a Digvijay Pandit, a Pandit who had won debates everywhere, he came to Vrindavan and challenged Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami to a scholarly debate. Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami did not want to participate in a debate with him. They thought, why should we waste our time debating with him? This has nothing to do with Harikatha. Why should we take time off from our bhajan to participate in such a debate? So without debating, they wrote him a Jayapatra, a certificate of victory. The Digvijay Pandit was very satisfied, and he showed that certificate to everyone with great pride. Then he asked the Vrajvasis, the residents of Vrindavan, Is there anyone else here who can debate with me? The Vrajvasis replied, Yes, there is a young boy. So the Digvijay Pandit said, Then I will debate with him also. And he began looking for the young boy. He found Srila Jiva Goswami returning from the river Yamuna carrying a pot of water. He approached the young boy and said, Even Sri Rupa and Sri Sanatan have written me a Jayapatra. Do you want to debate with me, or will you also write me a Jayapatra? Srila Jiva Goswami replied, I do not even know you. Why should I write you a Jayapatra? First let us have a debate. He defeated the Digvijay, and he tore up the Jayapatra written by Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami. So the Vrajvasis were overjoyed, and everyone started talking about this, saying, Srila Jiva Goswami has upheld the prestige of Vraj. Eventually, Srila Rupa Goswami came to hear about this. He called Srila Jiva Goswami and chastised him, saying, The proper place for you is in a king's court. You should not stay here. Hearing this, Srila Jiva Goswami became very sad, and he went away silently. The reason he had challenged the Digvijay Pandit was that this Pandit could not appreciate the natural humility of Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami. The Pandit interpreted that as a sign of cowardice and a proof of their incompetence. Srila Jiva Goswami could not tolerate this. So, having been chastised by Srila Rupa Goswami, he went away, and he came and lived here at Nandaghat. He lived here in the bushes by himself and chanted night and day. All he had to eat was a handful of chana, of dried chickpeas, every now and then. He became very emaciated. So the Vrajvasis drew Srila Sanatana Goswami's attention to this. He came here to meet Srila Jiva Goswami and took him back with him. Srila Rupa Goswami accepted him with great affection. So this is that place where our predecessor Acharya, Srila Jiva Goswami, performed great austerity. How can we come here and not perform austerity in the spirit of renunciation to serve our Gurudev? So now, after recounting that Harikatha from Srila Bhakti Pramoda Puri Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bharati Maharaj says, No one remained hungry after hearing this. After hearing Mahāraja's Harikatha, how is it possible to think of hunger? His conduct was consistent with his preaching. This is why his preaching was so glorious. By seeing such conduct, we used to feel a lot of enthusiasm. He would not eat until he had finished his Harikatha. If he was invited to someone's house to speak Harikatha, he would not even accept a glass of water without speaking Harikatha first. And Sripad Gopinath Prabhu. Yes, if anyone would offer him something, he would say, "Let there be Harikatha first." Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Yes, he would not accept even water. My Guru Maharaj was also like that. If he had to take some medicine, he would carry his own water, but he wouldn't take their water until he spoke Harikatha. These things they do not talk about, but we know by watching their conduct. Yes, they wouldn't say anything. They kept these things private. But we only are able to know these glories of theirs because of servitors like Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Gosvāmī Mahārāja, who so carefully and intimately served them. He saw all their glories, and then because they would never broadcast their glory, they would hide their glories from everybody. So it's only thanks to personalities like Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Gosvāmī Mahārāja that we know any of these things. Do you remember what Mahārāja asked you to do this last time when you were going to Nrsimhapali? Mahārāja instructed you to read a certain portion of Srimad Bhagavatam. What is the reason? The reason is, if you are going to have darshan of the Supreme Lord, to offer obeisances silently is an offense. One has to sing his glories or offer some prayer, otherwise it is an offense. Wow, okay, this is very important. I've never heard that so strong, One has to sing his glories or offer some prayer, otherwise it is an offense when you offer obeisances just silently. When one is present in front of the Lord, one has to offer some prayers. Guest. That is why whenever Lord Brahma or Narad Muni goes to see the Lord, they offer some prayers. Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Yes, that has to be done. At least one has to recite the Pranam mantra. Similarly, when one goes to the Holy Dham, one has to recite the glories of the Holy Dham. Otherwise, one would commit Dham Aparad, offense to the holy name. Mahārāja was sad because he could not go himself. So he thought it was his duty to see that the glories of the Dham should be recited there. He thought, these people are going, representing me. If they do not read the glories of the Dham, then the main offense will be on me. That is why he kept saying, this must be done. Sripad Gopinath Prabhu. Whenever there is some festival, he will tell us, today you must read this relevant pastime. Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Yes. Why does he say that? Because these festivals come to remind us of something. Avismriti Krishna Padara Vindayo Kshinotya Bhadrani Chacham Tanoti Sattvasya Shuddhim Paramatma Bhaktim Jnanam Cha Vijnana Viraga Yuktam. That's Srimad Bhagavatam 12:12-55. Remembering Lord Krishna's lotus feet destroys everything inauspicious and awards the greatest good fortune. It purifies the heart and bestows devotion for the Supreme Soul, along with knowledge enriched with realization and renunciation. This is one aspect. The other aspect is when we sing the glories of a Vaishnav, the tigress of Pratishta, the desire for name and fame and position, this tigress of Pratishta Bhagini, in our heart is tamed. Wow, that's so nice. I really like that point. So Pratishta is the most subtle and this most subtle thing within us. It's so hard to detect. It's impossible for us to detect, really. And this desire for Pratishta. Srila Gosvāmī Mahārāja, it's the last thing that leaves us in, if you see in Madhurya Kadambini, it shows how as we make progress, all the anarthas that go down, and the very last anartha that remains is this desire for Pratishta. And Srila Gosvāmī Mahārāja says that it runs in our veins. I think he said something like that. I remember hearing something like that. So how do we get rid of this desire for Pratishta? Is we sing the glories of a Vaishnav. That's the way. So we must always sing the glories of Vaishnava, otherwise we'll be completely consumed by our desire for Pratishtha. Wow, that was beautiful. And that was only half of the conversation. The other half we read this morning. That was so beautiful. All right, so now we are, it's already, I'm not sure how much we'll be able to read of this, but I'll just read until it's 6:40, so I think like another 20 minutes or so. Yeah. Okay, so now we're beginning chapter 8, his Transcendental message. Let me just check the comments really quick. Okay. His Transcendental message. Harikatha is never fruitless. Okay, so this is now again Srimati Devamayī Didi who's writing now. This whole book is written by her, and but there's this one section that we read previously, which was other devotees' offerings and stuff. I mean, it's written by her, but what she's heard from so many different, so many different Vaishnavas and like all her research, but so, yeah, her own writing. Srila Prabhupada's life was supremely pure and spotless. You have not seen or heard of such a guru. Srimad Mahaprabhu is the embodiment of the unification of Sri Radha and Sri Krishna. Srila Prabhupada is the personification of Srimad Mahaprabhu's potency of mercy, Gaura Karuna Shakti. When you have darshan of Srila Prabhupada, you have darshan of everyone, because Gurudev is Sarva Devamayī. Right? Like in that verse, Sarva Devamaya Guru. How does it begin? Yeah, anyways. In him are all our Guru Varga and our most worshipable lords. Shri Rup Manjari is also Shri Gurudev. Shri Rup Manjari is very dear to Srimati Radharani. And all the other manjaris are also in Srila Prabhupada. There's a song, like just in relation to this point, that Shri Rupa Manjari is also Shri Gurudev. There's a song by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He says, Hari he Shri Rupa Goshai Shri Guru Rupete Shiksha Dila Mora Kane Jano Mora Kata Namera Kangal. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that Srila Rupa Gosvāmī has come to me in the form of Shri Guru, and he has whispered this advice into my ear. And then it goes through that verse. But so, yeah, Gurudev is the manifestation of Rupa Gosvāmī for us. And all other manjaris are also present in Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada always used to chant the names of Sri Rupa Raghunath incessantly. Srila Narottam Das Thakur also used to chant the names of Sri Rupa Raghunath. If we see the lotus feet of our Sri Guru, we will see Radha Krishna, Sri Gaur, and also Lord Jagannath. Oh, this is so beautiful. Srila Prabhupada is Gurudev, not some Rama Shama. In other words, some Tom, Dick, and Harry, like myself. A guru like Srila Prabhupada is rare to find. When you take the holy name, do that in front of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada will attract your heart. He has that potency. Then your mind will not be distracted. Krishna himself tells Uddhav. Wait, I'm just curious, is this... this is your mother's writing, right? Rukmini Didi? Or is she quoting Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj? I think this is her writing, yeah. Krishna himself tells Uddhav, Acharya mam vijaniyam navamanyeta karhichit namartya buddhya suyeta sarva deva mayo guru. That's Srimad Bhagavatam 11:17-27. One should know the Acharya as myself and never disrespect him in any way. One should not envy him, thinking him an ordinary man, for all our worshipable lordships are in him. Through Uddhav, he is teaching us. Okay, this is Srila Bhakti Purī Goswami Maharaj. This is from the Gopinath Gaudiya Math archive. Okay. Sorry, I should have looked below before. Through Uddhav, he is teaching us, in everything you do, always remember Srila Prabhupada. When I give you initiation, I tell all of you that I am offering you at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. Do not disrespect any guru, but Srila Prabhupada is Jagat Guru. He is worshipable by all of us. That's from Śrīmad Bhakti Pramoda Puri Tape Ministry, Sri Gopinath Gaudiya Math archive. Just a question, Rukmini Didi, is the rest of this book, is it, we're getting towards the end of the book, is the rest of the book, is it not your mother's writing? Just so that I know when we... Okay, this whole chapter is his transcendental message. So this is all his writing, of course. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this is by Guru Mahārāja, translated by her. Okay. Oh, okay, and this conversation between Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Goswami Maharaj and Gopinath Prabhu is also available as a separate PDF on the ebook website. Okay, great. Could you share the link for the website, for the ebook website? Okay, so now, Srila Prabhupada's blessings. Our most worshipable spiritual master, Sri Srila Prabhupada, has bestowed his affectionate blessings not only on his disciples, but on his grand disciples, and on all those who will in the future come to this line of disciplic succession. There is no cause for fear or loss of hope, for Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's disciplic line will never cease. This is the assurance of Sri Srila Prabhupada, the world's teacher. He is eternally present among us. He is my Lord, birth after birth. He is my only source of strength. And those following in his footsteps should take his merciful instructions on their heads by mutually cooperating with one another with Jagat Guru Sri Srila Prabhupada as the center, and should try to fulfill his desires in serving the mission of Srila Rupa Goswami. All perfections will be attained on pleasing Sri Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. That's from Pastimes and Instructions in Sri Vyasa Puja of Srila Prabhupada, published 1998. Okay. Sincere service to Sri Gurudev. The Supreme Lord descends as Sri Guru and gives his mercy to the living entity. There is no way to attain the mercy of the Lord except by serving the lotus feet of Sri Guru. The secondary effect of serving Sri Guru is that it becomes easy to conquer all material urges, such as lust, etc., arising from the three modes of material nature, which are unfavorable to pure devotion. So that's the secondary effect of serving Sri Gurudev, that all these things like lusts, etc., they are destroyed. We conquer these things. But the primary effect is that one attains the service of the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. One has to serve the lotus feet of Sri Guru with one's body, mind, and words, using one's life, money, intelligence, and speech wholeheartedly. Giving happiness to the one served is called service. The pretense of serving with the ulterior motive of attaining some profit, honor, or fame can never be called service. Without properly carrying out the order and instruction of Sri Guru, no one can do anything to benefit themselves or others. The transcendental message of Sri Guru, which is coming from his lotus mouth, letters, books, or articles, should be discussed among intimate devotees. Then one has to take great care to attain the desired result of those messages. That will be called service of Sri Guru. That's from Bhagavat Dharma, the Srila Bhakti Purī Goswami Maharaj's magazine in Bengali, September 24th, 1998. Faith in Sri Guru. One's love for the lotus feet of Sri Guru increases through one's faith in the words of Sri Guru. Okay, so one's love for the lotus feet of Guru increases through one's faith in the words of Sri Guru. If one does not properly follow the words of Gurudev and just becomes an eloquent preacher or writer, then that will not be an indication of one's love for Gurudev. Gurudev can detect the falsity in a display of love. If there is a sincere endeavor on the part of the disciple to follow the words of Gurudev, then Gurudev, who is the ocean of mercy, will make that endeavor successful. Since Gurudev is a personification of the powerful potency of Sri Gauranga, his mercy will be transmitted to his good disciple. When one has received his mercy, the mercy of the Lord does not remain beyond one's reach. Yasya prasadad bhagavat prasado, right? If we consider that we will have a lot of devotion for the Supreme Lord, but it is all right to have a little less devotion for Gurudev, such a distinction in devotion coming from mental speculation is contradicted in the scripture by such verses as Yatha deve tata guru. This kind of devotion for Gurudev is recommended during both his manifested and unmanifested pastimes. One should never criticize any of Gurudev's actions, considering that these words of Gurudev were not proper, or that action by Gurudev was not proper. The disciple should never consider the propriety of his Gurudev's. One should never consider the propriety of his Gurudev's actions or words. By doing that, he will become implicated in the offense of disrespecting Gurudev by thinking of him in a mundane way. One should keep Gurudev's order on one's head and immediately endeavor to carry it out. If for some reason one is truly incapable of carrying out Gurudev's order, then one has to earnestly pray at his lotus feet to attain the qualification to carry out his order. If one feels some pain from the chastisement or the harsh behavior of Gurudev, even then one must not talk back to him. This is considered a great offense against Gurudev that can destroy everything. By losing his position under the discipline of Gurudev, the disciple becomes unruly due to his own independence. In this way, he definitely goes to hell. It's from the book Śrīmad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Oh, is that from the book Bhakti? No, that's just a quote from Śrīmad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Yeah. Okay. Or is that from that book? Okay. Association of sadhu. I'm just going to look at the end. Okay, I think these are from books. This is from the book Sadhu Sangha. Yeah, okay. Everything in here is Srila Bhaktivinoda Puri Goswami Mahārāja's words. So, okay. Okay, and Rukmini Didi is just saying, most or all of this chapter was originally in Bengali. The preceding conversation is also in Bengali. Okay, great. Association of sadhu. Sorry, one second. My throat's really dry. I think I'll read this section and then we can end for today. One gets one's nature from one's association. Whatever association one has, one's nature will develop accordingly. The nature the nature one inherits from the association one had in the previous life changes by the influence of one's association in this life. Therefore, association is the root cause of human nature. It is not enough to give up bad association. One has to cultivate good association, the association of a sadhu, with great care. The kind of sadhu whose company we must seek has been described in Śrīmad Bhagavatam in verses 21 to 24 of the 25th chapter of the 3rd canto, and also in verses 29 to 32 in the 11th chapter of the 11th canto. We do not consider anyone a sadhu just by seeing his external garb. Without seeing the symptoms that are described in Srimad Bhagavatam, we would not consider anyone to be a sadhu. In the present age, the standard by which to judge a sadhu is becoming extinct. Unfortunately, by considering anyone and everyone to be a sadhu just because of their external dress, we are also becoming insincere hypocrites. We must always remember this. It is not possible to find many sadhus. Nowadays, there are so few sadhus that after wandering through many lands and looking for a long time, one rarely finds a true sadhu. Actually, innumerable sadhus exist in this world who are karmis, jnanis, yogis, or devotees tinged with the concept of karma or jnana. But it is rare to find a sadhu in the mood of pure devotion. Yet, it is only pure devotion that can attract the Supreme Lord. Even though the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord are the ultimate destination of the sadhu, or pure devotee, the Supreme Lord always resides in the heart of a pure devotee. Govinda says, "My devotee is my life and soul." The Supreme Lord, who is the giver of shelter, to all living beings, himself likes to rest in his favorite place, the heart of his devotee. In the association of his devotee, he gives up his independence. If his devotee feeds him, then he will eat. Otherwise, he will not eat. If the devotee wakes him up, he will wake up. If his devotee sits him down, he will sit down. If his devotee puts him to bed, he will go to bed. His devotee is the life of his life, his greatest wealth. Therefore, to attain the mercy of the Supreme Lord, one has to beg for the mercy of his devotee. One has to become the servant of his servants. Worship of my devotee is greater than worship of me. These words came from him. The Supreme Lord says, "The sadhus are in my heart, and I am also in their hearts. They do not know anyone other than me, and I also do not know anyone other than them." As Vishnu said to Durvasa Rishi, right? Sadhavo hridayam mahyam, sadhunam hridayam taham. It is very important to consider how one can get the association of a sadhu. Many people think that one offers obeisances to a sadhu, drinks his charnamrita, eats his prasad, or gives him some money, and then one gets his association. By doing these things, one gives honor to the sadhu, no doubt, and that has to yield some benefit. Yet, that alone is not the association of a sadhu. It is said in Srimad Bhagavatam 2.746 that only those who study and follow the nature of a sadhu with great care can know the illusory energy of God and can thus cross the material ocean. Only by sincerely following the nature and conduct of pure devotees can we attain pure devotion. That's in the book or article called Sadhu Sangha. I think it's article, right? I'm guessing article. So now it is 6:35. We've been reading for almost an hour. So I think I will stop here. And I'm just curious to see how much more is left. Let's see. Yeah, so I think tomorrow and maybe the day after, we will complete our reading of A Life of Devotion. Yeah. All right. Wow, this book is just so beautiful. I really hope that we can make it into a nice Kindle book at some point, because yeah, I'd love to be able to like just copy and paste things from here and read it.
Yeah, that'd be great to carry that book everywhere.
Yes.
Extraordinary devotee.
Yeah, isn't it
so
amazing?
much to learn? Yeah, so much wisdom, in conduct, and
yes,
fabulous. Thank you for finding and reading.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm so grateful for this book. All thanks to Srimati Devamayī Mātājī for making it. So
Yes.
now, yeah. So now we will sing. We'll sing Jaya Nila Premadhana and then end the reading. Okay, I'll share my screen again. Oops. Jaya Nila. Okay. 1 second, let me just make sure. Okay. Oops. What is up with my computer? It's been acting really strange lately. Okay. Okay, just getting them done. Jaya Nilo Premadhana Karuna Prachur Jaya Nilo Premadhana Karuna Prachur Gela Acharya Thakur Hena Prabhu Kotha Gela Acharya Thakur Kaha Mor Swarup Rupa Kaha Sanatan Swarup Rupa Kaha Sanatan Kaha Dasa Raghunata Patita Pavan Kaha Dasa Raghunata Patita Pavan Bhatta Juga Kaha Kaviraj Kaha Mor Bhatta Juga Kaha Kaviraj Eka Kale Kotha Gela Gora Natara Kale Kotha Gela Gora Nataraj Ashane Kutibo Mata Anale Poshibo Ashane Kutibo Mata Anale Poshibo se sangha na paya kande Narottama Das. Se sangha na paya kande Narottama Das. Jaya Nilo Pramoda Karuna Prachur. Jaya Nilo Premdana Karuna Prachur. Heno Prabhu Kotha Gela Acharya Thakur. Heno Prabhu Kotha Gela Acharya Thakur. Oh, Heno Prabhu Kotha Gela Purī Gosvāmī Thakur. Heno Prabhu Kotha Gela Purī Gosvāmī Thakur. Jaya Bhakti Pramoda Purī Gosvāmī. Jaya Bhakti Pramoda Śrīla Purī Gosvāmī. Jaya Bhakti Pramoda Purī Gosvāmī. Bhakti Pramoda Purī Gosvāmī. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Pramoda Purī Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Tadir Shubha Tirubhav Titi ki jai. Maybe one thing we can end with reciting Śrīla Bhakti Pramoda Purī Gosvāmī Mahārāja's Pranam Mantra. Let me just find it. It was at the beginning of the book. Wait, my place is like around 335. Okay, I'll just remember that number so I can find it again. Where is it? It's at the beginning of this book. Yeah, we'll recite his Pranam Mantra and then end our reading for today. Let's just find it. Invocation, here it is. Okay, so we can all recite this together. That was a pretty heavy thing though, huh? If we ever offer pranam and are not making some prayer, not speaking some prayer, then that's actually an aparad. Guess because it's just a show. It's not actually, when we're offering pranam, we have to, it's really. Okay, so, Shishi Guru Gorango Jayataha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Gora Prishtaya Bhutale Śrīmad Bhakti Pramodaya Purī Gosvāmī Namine Divya Jnana Pradatre Cha Prabhave Janma Janmane Jnana Vairagya Dehaya Shastra Siddhanta Samvide Patitanam Samudhare Yati Veshadharaya Vai Pracharachara Karyecha Yagorukaya Sarvadha Yatodhavasya Kumarar Bhagavatarchane Rati Vaishnavanam Sarvakritye Dakshata Paramatata. Translation is, I worship with deep adoration my gracious beloved Divine Master, Śrīmad Bhakti Pramoda Purī Gosvāmī Vishnupad, the most dear associate of His Lordship, Sri Gaurasundar. I humbly offer my prostrated obeisances unto the lotus feet of Him who perpetually illuminates this dark world with the radiance of transcendental knowledge, who is the dearly beloved sovereign of my life, birth after birth, who is the veritable embodiment of sacred knowledge and renunciation, and the personification of all scriptural testimony. I offer obeisances to Him who has adorned Himself in the august robes of a mendicant to kindly redeem the fallen souls. Unto He who is forever vigilant in both the practice and preaching of the Bhagavad Dharma. I offer obeisances to Him in whom was manifest from childhood the divine loving attachment to the holy service of Lord Shri Krishna, just as was found in Sri Uddhav, and who thus possesses a wonderful proficiency in all devotional rites of the Vaishnavas. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Pramoda Purī Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai. All right, so we will end for today. Rupanjali Didi, what is in the nectar of devotion? I can't, yeah, because I didn't always see the comments every second, so it can remind me. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju ki Jai, Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatara Shata Shishmar Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatara Shata Shishmar Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatara Shata Shishmar Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatara Shata Shishmar Srila Bhakti Pramoda Purī Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Tatiya Shubhatirav Titi ki Jai, Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatara Shata Shishmar Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatara Shata Shishmar Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai, Nityalala Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Srila Gorkisharas Babaji Maharaj ki Jai, Nityalala Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai, Nityalala Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Rupa Anugoriya Guru Varga ki Jai, Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopala Padadasa Raghunath, Shar Goswami Prabhu ki Jai, Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari, Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai, Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Kshetra Mandala, Gora Mandala, Braja Mandala, Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki Jai, Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki Jai, Shri Muna Devi Ganga Devi ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki Jai, Shri Bhakti Devi ki Jai, Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki Jai, Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Shri Kartik Vrat Niyam Seva ki jai, Urja Vrat ki jai, Urjeshwari Raseshwari Shri Vrishabhanu Nandini, Shrimati Radha Thakurani ki jai. This beautiful book, A Life of Devotion ki jai. Jai Shri Nitil Pravishtam Vishbhad Shri Śrīmad Śrīla Bhakti Pramoda Purī Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Tadiya Tirubhav Titi Maha Mahotsav ki jai. Titi Palan Kari Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Hari Nam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashicha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Sattvatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat Pranams Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mātājī, Rukmini Didi, Prajumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mātājī, Meena Podel, and anybody else who's watching now or in the future. Dandavat Pranams, everybody. So I'll see you all tomorrow. I don't know what our program will be tomorrow. Maybe we can read. Maybe let's read from A Life of Devotion in the morning time here tomorrow, because it will still be Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Puri Goswami Maharaj's disappearance there in the West, right? Like in at least in the other side of the world. So then, yeah, so that would be good, I think, for people on the other side of the world. And then in the evening time tomorrow, we could read about whose disappearance day is it? It's Bhagarbha Goswami's, and who is it? Let me just check really quick. It's right here. So tomorrow is last day of Kartik. It's the appearance day of Nimbaditya Acharya, disappearance day of Sri Bhagarbha Goswami, and also the disappearance day of Kashishwar Pandit. And of course, the Hemantaki Rasa Yatra of Shri Shri Radha Krishna, end of Kartik Vrat, end of Bhishma Panchak. So we can read at this time tomorrow, like 5:30 p.m. tomorrow, we'll read about these personalities. But in the morning time, we'll read from A Life of Devotion. Yeah. All right. Dandavat Pranams. Thank you so much. See you all tomorrow. Rukmini Didi saying that it was here, it was yesterday. Okay. Then in that case, thanks for letting me know then. So then in that case, I will read from, in the morning time, I'll read about all these personalities. And then evening time, at this time, we will read from A Life of Devotion. Okay, great. All right, I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you for sticking with me to the end. Dandavat Pranams. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Oh, and I didn't notice Bansiwala Prabhu. Hari Bol. Bansiwala Prabhu. Okay. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Niri Hari Prabhu. Dandavat Pranams.